Have you ever stopped to wonder, what exactly is life? I mean, sure, plants grow, animals breathe, humans think, but where do we actually draw the line between living and non-living? Is a virus alive? What about a flame? Or even artificial intelligence? And then there's death. We think we know what it means, but is it really that simple? Could it be that death isn't even real? Today, we're diving into the mind-bending science behind life, death, and everything in between. And by the end, you may never look at a rock, a robot, or even yourself the same way again. Let's get into it. Life isn't just yours, it's everywhere, it's everything. And we're here to explore it all. Be curious and stay curious. So, what is life? Believe it or not, scientists don't fully agree on one clear-cut definition. You'd think it would be obvious, but it is actually one of the trickiest questions in science. For example, rocks don't eat, breathe, or reproduce. Clearly not alive. But fire? It grows, spreads, consumes fuel. It kind of acts alive. But it's not. Then there's water, which does absolutely nothing a living thing does. And yet it's essential for all known life. The real headache. Viruses, they carry genetic material. They mutate. They evolve over time. But they can't reproduce or metabolize without a host. So, are they alive? Or are they complex machines? Even NASA had to come up with a flexible definition. Life is a self-sustaining chemical system capable of Darwinian evolution. But even that leaves things murky. To get a better handle on what life does, scientists look at 4 key properties that most living things share. Metabolism, the ability to take in energy and use it to maintain order and grow. Think plants using sunlight or animals eating food. Homeostasis, the ability to regulate. Internal conditions, like keeping your body at the right temperature or pH level. Reproduction and heredity, living things copy themselves and pass along information to the next generation. Evolution by natural selection, over time. Living populations adapt and change based on survival and reproduction. If something does all 4, it's probably alive. But plenty of things tick just some of those boxes, which complicates things. So where does that leave us? There's a whole spectrum of things that exist in a gray area between living and non-living. Viruses, as we said, they evolve and reproduce but only by hijacking other cells. Prions, these misfolded proteins can reproduce by converting other proteins, but they don't have DNA or metabolism. Crystals grow in patterned structures. Fire consumes energy and spreads. Even computer viruses copy themselves and spread to new systems. Each of these is 1 or 2 lifelike traits, but not enough to be clearly alive. In short, the line between life and non-life isn't as solid as we thought. Life is often seen as a ladder of complexity. Atoms gives molecules, gives cells, gives organisms, gives animals, gives humans. But nature doesn't follow neat ladders. Take fungi. They're underground mycelium networks, span entire forests, and operate in ways that challenge how we think about intelligence and individuality. Or bacteria, simple organisms, but with incredible adaptability and biochemical sophistication. Here is the thing, life isn't about what something is made of. It is about the pattern it creates. It's a process, a system, a structure of ordered complexity that's constantly being maintained. Think of life like a wave in the ocean. The water molecules are always changing, but the wave, the pattern, stays intact for a while. Which brings us to the big question. What is death if life is just a pattern? Then death isn't exactly an off switch. It is when the pattern breaks down. In single-celled organisms, reproduction is a kind of immortality. They don't die so much as split and continue. In multicellular life, we have specialized cells and time-limited structures. So when enough systems fail, the organism ceases to function. But even then, our genetic material, ideas, and even gut microbes often live on. From this perspective, death is just a change in the flow of information, not the end of the story. And if life is a self-sustaining, evolving system of information, then it's not limited to carbon and cells. Could a sufficiently advanced artificial intelligence someday qualify as life? What about alien organisms built on different chemistry, like silicon or even plasma? As long as it maintains itself, evolves, and processes information, it might just be alive. By our best definitions, the universe may be full of life we wouldn't even recognize. So, what is life? It's not a thing, it's a process. A beautiful, fragile, resilient pattern written into matter and energy. And death? It's not an end, just a transformation. In the grand cosmic sense, we are waves in an ocean of patterns, briefly rising, ever changing, and never quite the same again. So the next time you see a flame, a fungus, or a strand of code, remember, the universe is more alive and more mysterious than it seems. If this blew your mind even a little, give this video a like, subscribe for more science like this, and leave a comment with your wildest thought about life and death. Thanks for watching, and stay curious.